So I'm going to introduce our next amazing speaker for today. We have Tara Livingston joining us from Calgary as well. I think Tara's in. So I'll introduce Tara and let her take it away. So Tara Livingston is a dynamic voice in the world of resilience and recovery, drawing from personal experience to inspire and educate audience about the profound impacts of stroke, aphasia, apraxia, foreign accent syndrome, and the often overlooked grief that comes with such life-altering events. Please welcome our next amazing speaker for today, Tara Livingston.
Hello, everyone. In the fall of 2023, the world of Tara Livingston, former Anglican priest, public speaker, leadership trainer, marriage course facilitator, divorce mediator, counselor, chaplain, took a right turn. Actually, my life took a U-turn. Seems that the God of creation, wisdom of the universe, or the spirit of life, or whatever you believe runs the world, decided to turn my life upside down. But it wasn't a joke. It was my life. Now, sometimes I say, I can't take one more thing. Now, as you are hearing me speaking, imagine a thought bubble, an inner narrator, but it sounds like Morgan Freeman. In his beautiful deep tones, my thoughts sound like, and Tara believed that she couldn't take one more thing, but alas, she has to endure more challenges before this long journey comes to an end. When I daydream, it's not Morgan Freeman narrating. It's my own old voice, my real authentic voice. It's my Tara voice, and it's deep, rich, and resonant voice that carries a full commanding presence. It's the same voice that once filled churches, inviting and soothing with every word. I had a way with pacing and rhythm, an emotional expression that captivated listeners, leaving them eager for more. But now, the voice in my head, my old voice, isn't the one that you're hearing. I've lost that beautiful pacing and rhythm. And to me, my tone and pitch are all wrong. This alien voice, the one that you hear, I've dubbed Tatiana. She seems to like that she's from Eastern Europe, and she has no rhythm, no resonant tone, and zero control over volume. To be clear, I am third-generation Canadian from Hamilton, Ontario. English is the only language I speak. It all started on November 8th, 2023. I woke up and I couldn't speak clearly. My words were jumbled, sounds and syllables smashed together in a mess. I called my son and he immediately knew what was wrong. Mommy, you're having a stroke. I'm calling the ambulance. A stroke? But I felt fine. Stroke victims usually have partial paralysis, but my body seemed okay. I checked my face in my mirror. It looked normal. I tried to speak to my son, but all that came out was gibberish. I was furious, losing control over my voice, my words. My articulate, expressive self was rebelling against me. I couldn't express my needs, my fears, or my identity. Everything I knew just vanished. Poof. Who am I now? At the hospital, things got worse. I asked for a paper and pen, hoping I could at least write my thoughts down, but even forming letters into words was impossible. The night before my stroke, I was editing my first novel. I'd written it over 3 months, and now all that work, all those words, felt like they had been blown away. I spent 5 weeks in rehab, filled with therapy appointments. I learned some tricks like pausing instead of stuttering, but my speech was clunky and hesitant. So much for rhythm and pacing. This was my life then, confused, frustrated, and terrified. And the question that kept running through my mind, now back into Morgan Freeman's voice, will Tara ever use her words again to make people lean in less and listen again? The time in rehabilitation was spent battling aphasia, a condition that disrupts language skills like speaking, understanding, reading, and writing, though it doesn't affect intelligence. Aphasia stems from brain damage, such from a stroke, and its severity varies from mild difficulty finding words to an inability to communicate entirely. Speech therapy, along with the support from my loved ones, helped me regain some of my abilities after time. Daily life in rehab was grueling. Speech therapy 3 times a day and long walks with my physical therapist to stay sane. Talking was the hardest. My thoughts were clear, at least I thought they were clear. But my words emerged jumbled, backward, and wrong, as if my brain was speaking an unknown language. Frustration boiled over, not at my caregivers, but at myself. My lifelong ally, words, had become my enemy, leaving me to mourn my loss of my identity as a writer, a speaker, and a storyteller. A few months after my stroke, my voice changed again, and Tatiana took over. This isn't just some random quirk. It's a condition sometimes linked to trauma, though I can only speculate about the cause. The name of the condition says everything: foreign accent syndrome. Every now and then, for a few precious hours every month, my Tara voice returns, filling me with joy. In fact, I woke up this morning with my Tara voice and I thought, oh my goodness, I'm about to do a speech about Tatiana. Anyway, Tatiana always comes back. But no matter how much I cherish those moments, I have to accept that Tatiana is here to stay. She's fierce, she's stubborn, and she's not going anywhere. Now, let me talk to you about my new concept called the bracket theory. Losing a loved one plunges you into a foggy first bracket, juggling grief and logistical tasks like funeral arrangements. Afterwards, the second bracket closes when the family and friends gather to share their memories and their grief. The funeral, or the celebration of life, marks a slow return into life, though forever changed. However, those facing major medical loss lack this ritual closure. We endure the busy work, rehab, therapy, and doctor visits, but have no symbolic service to say goodbye to our past selves. Many of us never pause to grieve the parts of ourselves we've lost, let alone fully embraced our new lives. Recovery may include both physical and emotional healing. I recommended that the hospital staff incorporate psychologist, social worker, or chaplain visits in the onboarding process to stroke patients. Now, closing the bracket. One sunny day, I gathered my sons and a dear friend, a retired minister, to name what had been lost, since my stroke. Around the fire pit, I began with statements of intention, acknowledging the life I had built on language, writing, speaking, and poetry was gone. My eldest son voiced his grief for the mother he remembered, but expressed gratitude that my humor, my love, and my essence endured. I symbolically placed one of my handwritten sermons into the fire, releasing the voice and identity I had cherished. As the flames consumed the pages, we focused on dreams and possibilities, laughing at how my future grandchildren would know my voice as normal, sounding like Tatiana. My sons reassured me that despite everything, my words and my presence still mattered. The ashes became a reminder that hope can arise from loss. At the gathering's end, I received this deep pink pashmina, a symbol of strength for the future. For the first time in months, I felt real, tangible hope, a renewed vision of life, not as a nonprofit executive, but as someone with a voice and a message that could still make a difference, even if it sounds different now. Now, my life is not easy. I currently face challenges in maintaining a typical job. I find numbers confusing. Sometimes I have difficulty understanding conversations, and I tire after working on a task for about 2 hours. Now, one thing that fascinates me with my brain is my condition is that all of my lyrics, all of those songs, I built it out with the radio, gone. Even though the dear, I can't even do that. Anyway, all of the lyrics gone, poof. Now imagine listening to a well-known songs that you've known for the past and only being able to hum along. Another thing that I don't have access to is familiar sayings or idioms. I might say something about the black cat and the pot, but I can't remember the saying. But I know that the meaning of the phrase is to be a hypocrite. For reference, I looked it up on Google, and the phrase, the pot calling the kettle black. There's no cat in the phrase. But since my stroke, I've found a new rhythm in life. I've shared my rehabilitation journey with hundreds, started a YouTube channel, and learned to laugh at my unpredictable voice. Using AI, I wrote 2 books based on my expertise, one on lasting marriages and another on grieving after trauma, titled Finding Hope, Embracing Grief After Trauma, based on the bracket theory that I spoke about earlier. By accepting my reality, I've inspired others to accept themselves after medical loss. it seems that I had to lose my voice to find it. Morgan Freeman has been retired as my inner narrator, and I've accepted. Actually, I've embraced that now my Tatiana voice narrates my inner thoughts. I've been interviewed for publications, advocated for grief counseling for stroke survivors, and spoken to speech therapy and rehabilitation professionals to shape future care. What once felt like an ending has become a beginning, a life fueled by purpose and passion and the drive to make a difference. My journey has come full circle, transforming loss into a powerful catalyst for positive change. Embracing my new voice has allowed me to connect deeply with others, offering hope and encouragement. Each day, I'm reminded that resilience is a testament to the human spirit, and from the ashes of adversity, beauty and strength can emerge. Maybe the God of creation, wisdom of the universe, or the spirit of life has taken pity on me. It seems that I have found my voice. I used to say, give me a microphone and a group of people and the microphone, and I'm good to go. So thank you for letting me use your microphone. I will put a link in the chat to, if you look at Amazon CA, you can find it from Kindle, and right now it's a sale for $0. Anyway, thank you very much for letting me share this fearless journey.
Yeah, thank you for sharing, Tara, and yeah, being vulnerable to share, your own powerful story. Like every woman today, it takes courage to share that, and and to teach others, because I think we all learned lots of things today. Before I met Tara, I had never heard of the foreign accent syndrome before, and my brother had a stroke, and so I just find it always interesting that how that can show up very differently depending on where that stroke happens in the brain. And I know there are some questions in the chat too, Tara, if you have time to take a look at those, and a lot of comments and things like that that the ladies had. So thanks so much for sharing, and also sharing the link to your book. Yes, free is a fabulous deal. So thank you so much for sharing that today.